Hello, people, and welcome back to another Creepy Wednesday, or whatever it's called, Wednesday Adams, or whatever it's called. You know, a creepy thing on Wednesday, anyway. And we're continuing. Amnesia. Poke myself in the eye. The dark descent into my asshole. Alright, so yeah, the last time we came out here, we got our ass, we got punched or some shit. What the hell happened last time? What the fuck? Ah! See, that's what happened. A slight fucking headache, man. The desert dunes were like waves in a sluggish sea, while the caravan moved, the land appeared motionless. But in camp, the hills moved. That's my microphone, that's the camera. I mean, I look at a laptop and a mic, but never you. Oh.
Where did the Baron go? Who cares? He left us enough wine to last us a lifetime. Or at least until tomorrow.
Oh, look at all this booze. Ah! Come at me, I'll saw your goddamn head off. Now then, why is it so stinky? Oh yeah, in the last video I got no comments to say whether to repeat what I did, where I've got everything that is related, or just the best bits. So I don't know, I don't fucking know. I've collapsed.
What's happening? Oh, feels like my chest is going to burst.
Oh.
My God, Wilhelm, do something! Accept it. We're not getting out of here. How can you say that? Alexander, you piece of shit! Let us out of here!
Alexander. My name is Wilhelm, House of Garrick. Garrich. These are my final words, my confession and testament. 2 years ago, I was summoned to the castle Brennenburg. There we go. As most of the aristocracy, I was curious about what the supposed knight of the order could want from me and accepted the invitation. The Baron was friendly and offered me a proposition. It dawned on me that the nature of the contract was sordid, and that the reason I was chosen was because of the follies of my past, and not the honors I've been rewarded with during my time as a soldier. I was to kidnap healthy humans upon his slightest whim, and do so without asking questions. In return, he would attest to my character at the royal court, advancing my position within noble society. I would like to claim that I struggled with my decision, but came swiftly, and I accepted wholeheartedly. Ever since that day, I've brought men, women, and children to Brennenburg. I can't remember the numbers, but there were many, perhaps even 100, none of whom were ever seen or heard from again. Tonight, the Baron invited me and my men down to the wine cellar to celebrate our work. Oh, Willem's one of those boys that just died. Ah! I had my suspicions as we descended the stairs, but he insisted and joined us in a toast. The wine tasted fine, and my men drank without restraint. So begins the punishment for our sins. The Baron has locked us up and returned upstairs. Forgive me for what I've done. I was weak and fell into his diabolic ways. My men are screaming. Their skin has been pierced by their own tangled bones. I feel my insides revolt against their God-given nature. Blood has begun to pour from my eyes, and I can no longer... No longer what? See? Right? Masturbate. Oh my god. What the fuck, man? Get me the fuck out of here. After enduring 3 days in Algiers, a sailboat was finally arranged to take him across the Mediterranean Sea to Gibraltar. Having reached British territory, it was just a matter of reserving a cabin on SS Hortensia, headed for London. Hortensia? Ah, get out of here quick! Ow! Bastard. The cloth smelled of desert and damp musk. The pieces lay scrambled on top. Too many of them, he thought. Or perhaps too few. Chemical relocation. The lack of a chimney to properly vent the fumes from my most recent experiments has taken its toll on many of my less technical storage. Some seem unaffected, but many are stained by the fumes. Will be difficult to salvage. I shall do what I can to move them to the wine cellar. Ah. Oh.
There should be more cuprite.
Cuprite. Yes.
Let me see. And 1 part aquafortis.
I have those though. One day I will return. If it wasn't for the thought of you, my love, I would be able to go on. When I find myself doing terrible things, I take comfort in you. As long as I'm able to think of you and long for a life together, I know I'm better than the others. I weep for them. They lust for power without restraint, where I only crave fair judgment and a safe return. Wow. I don't know what that means, but okay. Aha! Oh, 4 chemicals. Oh, yeah, let's put the coop right there, I suppose.
Someone's coming.
Fuck. Yar! I made it. But that part of acid. It became impossible to avoid. The commotion in the streets begged for his attention. As he opened the shutters, the French soldiers opened fire on the 2 young men fighting back. The voices were silenced in a haze of gun smoke. Go on, go on! Ow! Ah, run for your life! Must be down here then. Burn, baby! Hey! Burn. He sat down by the Kasbah wall, gasping for air. Sweat poured from his forehead and onto the sand-filled ground. Ah, 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 ah. Oh.
It sure is dark in here.
Yes, and there's a good reason for it. But you can light the lamp now if you wish.
What's the reason? For the darkness, that is.
Stay close.
Dark.
Be careful not to stray.
What's the reason? Why is it so dark?
Pay attention, Dandel. It's important that you keep going straight and make sure not to stray.
Okay. Lose my nut. I'll lose my nut and die.
22nd of June, 1839. It's been more than a month since my last entry. After the event inside the underground chamber in Algeria, Professor Herbert insisted I return to England. He said he didn't want to risk forfeiting the entire expedition lest I took a turn for the worse. An excessive decision, in retrospect. But I'm glad it turned out that way. I found my journal this morning in the haphazard collection of things brought home from Africa. Next to it lay the broken stone orb wrapped in cloth. I tried to assemble it, but couldn't. The pieces wouldn't fit together, as if they weren't from the same object. Could I have imagined it all? Was there ever a complete orb? June 1839. I feel the need to continue this journal, even though it was intended for my journey to Africa. This must be something very important. I just know it. I've taken it upon myself to piece the orb back together, but it's been more difficult than one might think. The pieces are behaving strangely. They seem to change color, shape, and texture, but ever so slightly. Yesterday, I took careful measurements and notated any significant markings. Today, I confirmed my suspicions. They were changing. I was terrified and rushed off to see the finest geologist in London, Sir William Smith. I approached the subject with care, and we discussed how rocks change form. He told me about the nature of glass, how it eventually collapses on itself, like ice slowly melting over the course of centuries. Smith eased my mind a bit, but I can't escape the feeling that these shards have otherworldly properties.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't know. I'm in the light. Oh, fucking can't. Oh. Ow, my head. Something's pierced. He crashed to the surface. The dark Atlantic water smothered him as he struggled to make sense of the situation. Well, we're going to call it there. Just as it's a way to get interesting. Fuck. Maybe I should just kept going, just get the hell past it. But oh well, we've got that to look forward to. So if you want to see what comes next, stay tuned for next Wednesday, where I'll be uploading it again. You'll see it if you subscribe. Bye, people.
Resident Evil.